Hi, I'm Sarah Hauch. Welcome. I'm here with the amazing Crystal from Fresh for Life, and we are talking all about sacred geometry. Now, sacred geometry is the key to the creation of the whole universe. Sacred geometry also holds the key to awakening and empowering the God self within. And so, Crystal has been kind enough to give me 10 minutes of your time to talk about sacred geometry and the mystery school. So she's going to keep us on track. She's going to keep me organized. So without further ado, Crystal, what can I answer for you?
Hi, Sarah. I'm really glad that you could take the time to chat with me today. So, my first question is, what is the Modern Mystery School? Why would someone want to go to the school?
Hmm. Really good question. The Modern Mystery School is home. It is a school for the lineage of King Solomon, which is a spiritual lineage that has been in existence for over 8,000 years. Now, the souls that feel called to train with the Mystery School have been people throughout time who have felt a soul calling to study the spiritual world, to study metaphysics, the spiritual aspects and energy of the world. So, people who are called and drawn to mystery school teachings are people who have done a lot of personal development and self development, who have got to a place where they know that there is something more to this world than the matrix that they see around them or the things they've been told that they're here to do. The mystery school starts to take down our veils so that we can see things for how they truly are. It gives us tools to heal through traumas, to heal physically, mentally, emotionally. It gives us tools of empowerment so that we can truly step in to the creator beings that we are. I have been training with the Mystery School full time for 15 years, and I've been honored to meet amazing people like yourself along my journey.
Wow, that's really beautiful. Yes, the Mystery School has really um, led me to where I'm meant to be in my life, and I'm forever grateful. So, there's so many things happening in the world right now. We are shifting into living in a new paradigm. And I'm just wondering, what is the importance of the healer archetype in this new paradigm?
Such a good question. So more and more, especially the last couple years, people have been granted this gift, although it may not have seemed like that, of slowing down. And without our distractions and without our vices and without places to escape from ourselves, we've been forced to really go inside and ask the questions: who am I? What do I want for my life? What makes me happy? We've shed a lot of things. And now we have this opportunity to keep the relationships that we want, keep the extracurriculars that we want. And more people that I'm meeting, and I know you are too, are looking inwards for answers more than ever before. Now, when we see a surge in meditation or a surge in self-development, you are going to have a lot of people that are going to have heightened awareness. And heightened awareness comes the awareness of wounding and traumas and things that we need to heal through. You see, we live in a comfort zone and we say to ourselves, no, I'm good because you look around and things are comfortable. It's not great. It's not everything I want it to be, but it's comfortable. And the thing about the walls of our comfort zone, or the walls that our negative ego put up around us, and the negative ego knows that if we see these walls, kind of like in the Truman Show, like if we have become aware of these walls, we're going to want to break through them. And when we go into the inner world, and as we start meditating more and healing more and reading more books and watching more YouTube videos, we are going to start to come up against these walls. And the healer is so needed right now. I know that more and more people than ever are coming for life activations. They want to know their spiritual self. So if you feel called to be a healer and to help people in their spiritual journey and to heal through issues, this is the time for you. This is going to become, there is all a wheel of wellness, from traditional Western medicine to Eastern medicine to naturopathy to therapy. And I firmly believe that spiritual wellness is an important part of the wheel of wellness. And being a healer is an incredible life. It's a wonderful profession and mission to help others in this way.
Yes, I fully feel the same way for sure. Maybe you could tell us a little bit, what is sacred geometry and how do we use it in our daily lives?
Oh, we're using sacred geometry all the time. Sacred geometry, when we look at if you look around your room and you look in your own physical body, all the molecules that make up the physical world are put together with certain patterns and equations. Everything in the universe was created with thought and words and sounds. Sorry, numbers, letters, and sounds. And so sacred geometry holds the key. It's like that. It's like the interface between the seen and the unseen worlds. Sacred geometry is the patterns that God used to create the universe. Now, one of the things that you're reminded in the mystery school is that you are God. You are not the God, but you are God. And so if you are God, then you have to accept, if you want to accept that power, then you also have to accept that you're creating everything in your life, for better or worse. Lord knows when I came to the mystery school, I was like, oh my God, I don't want to accept that. But when I did accept it, I was able to create something better. And so sacred geometry, the more we learn about sacred geometry, we can start to, with our conscious creation, create the world around us. Mm-hmm. Sacred geometry is found in the swirling of atoms, the spiraling of stars in the galaxy, to how flowers grow, our own physical body. The more you understand the processes of how creation happened in the beginning, the more that you can bring that into your life. Now, when you look at a flower doesn't grow or stop growing because it's having a bad day. Nature just grows according to sacred geometry. Now, humans, we have free will. We have a mind. So we can choose to have bad days. We can choose to engage with negative thoughts, chaos, and bring this into our life and bring those ingredients into our creations. When we work with sacred geometry, we start to bring order to chaos, both in our physical body and in our lives. So when someone starts to study sacred geometry, they not only become much better and proficient manifestors and creators, they also become more attuned to the God self within. But one of my favorite parts about it is that it starts to bring harmony to chaos in your life, relationships, thought patterns, emotions, you name it.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, sacred geometry is definitely one of my favorite favorite classes to teach, and also my favorite healings to get and give. I really definitely noticed the powerful effects of it immediately. But maybe you could tell us a little bit about the sacred geometry classes in the mystery school.
Of course. There are so many different classes out there. There's, not saying that the mystery school is the only place to study sacred geometry. If you want to learn the mentalism of sacred geometry, there's so many cool things you can do. The difference between the mystery school is that it's not about knowledge alone, because knowledge alone can almost become its own prison cell if you're not applying it. And so everything in a mystery school class is about handing you down the tools so that you can become sacred geometry in your own life. So that as you apply the tools to your life and you speak not just about sacred geometry, but anything, sacred geometry is coming through your heart and not through the mind. It becomes how you live. It's not, again, it's all these nice memes and spiritual memes are useless if it's not how you live. And so when you learn about the Fibonacci sequence, for example, it doesn't matter how much you know about it. Are you living it? Is your life a Fibonacci sequence? Are you taking quantum leaps in your life? Yes or no? And so mystery school classes are about awakening potentials in your energy field, we all have the structure for higher levels of geometric awakenings in the aura. So each of the levels of sacred geometry hand you down the tools to energetically hold the patterns for the different levels of sacred geometry. So, you may think in sacred geometry 1, oh, so easy. I'm just going to hold the triangle, the square, and the circle. Well, let me tell you, these are very powerful healing agents and harmonizing agents. They're going to show you right away where you don't have harmony in your life. And can you hold the power of that harmony in destructive relationships you have in your life, for example, or where you need cleanup in your life? And so people are talking about, octagons, and like that is so advanced. We start with the strong foundation of the primary geometries that God used to create with. And then every level of sacred geometry builds on the other, handing you down more complex geometries to hold basically, and to use in your life. So sacred geometry 1 is incredible. Sacred geometry 1, as I said, is those 3 primary geometries, but you also learn how to build temples. So your home, you can now grid your home. Your home becomes a temple space. You learn how to build altars. You learn how to call in the archangels. You start to build your temple at home. Your home is an external hologram of your inner world. Now, sacred geometry 2 is now applying this, what we learned in sacred geometry 1, to heal others and to heal ourselves using the most what would I use the word? It's like the most perfect form of sacred geometry in the physical world, other than humans, which is crystals. So crystals have these perfect sacred geometries in them. They're such powerful healing agents that in sacred geometry 2, we use the crystals for healing. We learn how to call in Mother Gaia and wake up the crystals in a specific way for healing, so that the crystals are really doing all the work. We learn 9 different crystal healings. We learn how to heal old traumas. We learn how to create good blessings for the future. And we learn how to put up crystal grids and permanent crystal grids in the house. Why is this important? Because the square cubic structure of our homes is the least ideal geometry for our aura. And so when we put up permanent crystal grids, even though the room still looks like a square, energetically, it takes on a completely different geometries, which opens up your mind to higher ways of thinking. And it's much more supportive for your energetic body. So again, it's just easier to take care of yourself, live as a spiritual being, etc. Now, I know I'm just kind of going off, but I'll talk about sacred geometry and I'll stop there because there's so many levels. Sacred geometry 3, that sacred geometry is asking even more of you. So sacred geometry 1 is, let's just see if you can hold the little geometries. Number 2 is, can you use these tools to bring harmony to yourself and to others, to build these temples, these grids? But sacred geometry 3 says, can you work with the Egyptian magic? Now, the Egyptian gods and goddesses, these beings, they ask you to be the highest version of yourself. The Egyptian magic is about living as God in the physical world. And in sacred geometry 3, you learn to call in these powerful Egyptian gods and goddesses to do an aura clearing for yourself and for your clients. This cleans out and strips out gunk, blocks in the first layer of the aura. And at the very end, you get to state your mission to the universe and actually start to manipulate the universe to bring your mission statement to life. I love this healing. If you actually do this healing on a regular basis, it produces such blessings in your life and you will change so much. So part of the benefit of being a healer, which is, I would assume if you love learning, becoming a teacher would be a really smart idea. And the same thing, if you love, well, if you love yourself and you love healing, doing healings for others is the most compassionate act you can do for yourself, because all of that energy comes through you as well. So those are the first 3 levels of sacred geometry, and it just goes on from there.
Whoa, there's so
I
much.
know,
And
I just
there's
talked for so long.
no, it's perfect. So how many layers or how many levels of sacred geometry is there offered in the school?
Oh, I mean, right now there's 13 levels, and our lineage holder is bringing out more and more and more. So what's exciting about that is that it's saying that humans, as a collective, are in a space where we are ready to awaken our divine potential. And it's pretty crazy. Like, just, it's kind of like when you start a health path, you kind of forget how you used to live when you're like kind of healthy and vibrant. And it's hard for me to remember what I was like before I found the mystery school, but every minute of my life was stress and constant worry and constant anxiety and drama. And even though I was doing good things and very successful, like it was just not right. And as I use these tools, they have really allowed me, I did the work, to awaken this being within me to create a life that I love. Like today, I just cried out of nowhere because I was just so grateful. So, yeah. So there's 13 levels, and I want all humans to do it because it'll change your life.
Awesome. That was so amazing. Thank you so much for sharing all that information with us, Sarah. I'm really grateful to host you out here in Calgary periodically to teach those classes. So I will make sure to anybody watching the video that I will send you the information so you can attend the classes. I teach level 1 as well. So I hope that you're able to join me here to learn that and start applying that magic into your life.
You don't even know how incredible life could be, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Take care, and I hope that you have a great night. I'm looking forward to seeing you soon and looking forward to hearing from all of you guys if you have any questions. Thank you so much.